Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the Death Battle Cast. The final Death Battle Cast of the year, which is crazy.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. This is going to be our last Death Battle Cast of the year. We're going to be taking a break through the last 2 weeks of the year, and then, of course, coming back in January as we lead up to the first episode of Death Battle in 2026. It is wild to be thinking that, like, we have completed. It's technically been over a year since Death Battle went independent, and why not celebrate that by talking about all the shit we got wrong? Hey, I'm Ben. I'm Wiz in Death Battle, joined by Chad. What's up, Chad?
Hi.
The boomstick to my Wiz. That's a weird. That sounds very wrong.
Yeah,
doesn't sound great.
Oh, yeah.
We got Liam. What's up, Liam?
Hey there, I'm Liam, writer director for Death Battle.
And then we got DJ.
I wash the dishes. I'm DJ.
Yeah, we brought the dishwasher out for this.
Clarification for people that are joining for the first time: DJ does not wash the dishes.
No,
I fucking wish he would.
Yeah, like they're piling up, man. No, if you watch the most recent episode, Ash vs. Yugi, DJ was the writer and editor for that.
Yep, sure was.
Did a pretty decent job, I'd say. You know.
Yeah, I think I did okay.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. People saying it's their favorite Death Battle of all time. So.
Oh my god.
That's great.
Good job.
Now, but why wasn't there a
pressure
scene
on me at all?
Why wasn't there a scene? And I demanded this earlier on in the process. Why wasn't there a scene with Ash's broken legs?
You know why? I thought about it, and I thought that maybe people would be mad.
I know.
Well, that's maybe actually a good segue into this, because I think the differences between was that intentional? Wow. The differences between Ash vs. Yugi and Pokemon vs. Digimon are maybe a good indicator of how Death Battle has changed over the years. We're going to be talking about a lot of different Death Battles today across many different years, but you'll notice that a lot of them are from like maybe over 10 years ago. Because Death Battle, if you don't know, is 15 years old.
We've learned a lot.
It's crazy. So, you know, when people talk about episodes that we made, 12, 13, 14 years ago and use them as sort of judges of like what we are today, it does feel to me like maybe a little unfair. But I mean, it's still up on the Death Battle, channel and whatnot, so I understand that. But yeah, the show has obviously evolved quite significantly throughout the years. I mean, that's one of the reasons why the show is still here. I think is because we are willing to change and grow and evolve and learn from past mistakes, as well as try new things every year, even if they are sort of incremental. They build up over time. That's kind of been sort of like the plan since the beginning, was to like just kind of slowly grow and adjust the show without, but not so much that it completely like changes it to the point where it feels like it's a different thing, at least not all at once. But I would say if you watch an episode that we just like released this past year or like in 2023 or whatever, and then go back to 2012, it's gonna feel a bit like a different show. So I'm excited to get into this. I'm excited to talk trash about ourselves. What do you guys think?
Oh yeah, it should be interesting. I do have some stuff from the chat I need to toss out.
Let's do it first.
If anybody's still mad about a fight that came out in 2011, don't be.
It's as easy as that.
I'm so pissed off about Goomba versus Koopa. Like, episode's so wrong.
All right, Bon says, I like soda. Thanks, Bon. Goobasaurus says, Liam looking cozy. Hey, Liam, lean back real quick. All right, now grab that humongous cup. Grab that humongous cup that you have.
Yeah.
Okay, and then lean back. Why do you look like the Lego version of yourself?
I look like I'm waiting for my mommy to pick me up. I'm
the
mad
camera
right
angle and
now.
that giant sofa makes you look
And the microphone, which is like huge, it takes up like half the screen. It's like as big as I am. Yeah.
um,
Incredible.
10 Tails with $100 super chat. 10 Tails, thank you for all of your support. Says this will be my last dono for the death battle for some time, allowing Bread God to be in power. No, I will return and shall become more powerful, like how Gojo did with Toji. But I must rest now, for who knows how many months that'll be. See ya. See you all later from 10 Tails. Well, thank you, 10 Tails.
That's
May
very
you
nice.
may you rest up and allow your wallet to recuperate. You don't
May
have
you
to
be
do
like
this.
Gojo after fighting Toji, and not at any other part of the series.
And then Gilded gifted out 20 memberships. So wow, thank you, Gilded. If you got a membership, you can now chat and then also check out
Give 'em
all
a
the
shout out.
membership content on the channel. So go ahead and do that. Ooh, who is Night Ghost's? Gilded's Night Ghost gave out his one special membership. I can't tell who it went to though, because
One special membership.
One special. Someone got
Yeah.
the golden ticket.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And then let's see. Sater, happy holidays. You guys had a great year to come. Wizard and Mr. Stick forever. Hoping for bloopers to come back one day. All love. I love bloopers. I do miss them a little bit too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But when you're independent, you juggle the resources that you can put towards things.
Yep.
So yeah, all right, cool. We've got some more, but I'll save some for later.
Yeah. So I figure what we'll generally try to do is maybe like start with earlier episodes, or not earlier episodes, more recent episodes, and kind of work backwards, because I think we're gonna like see some recurring themes as we go through this. And I know one that we wanted to talk about was Hulk versus Broly, which
That is a very interesting one.
this was an interesting situation, because I do think maybe we're starting off with one that, like, I know you're probably looking at the thumbnail and going like, oh, this means that they got that wrong. And I still don't know if that I would necessarily agree that this one is wrong per se. It's just, it came out at a very particular time, because as we were writing this, Immortal Hulk happened and started changing everything. And we were kind of in a weird position where we were like, oh, this green door thing kind of changes everything. And by the time the episode came out, Immortal Hulk wasn't finished yet, so he didn't have all the information on how the green door worked. So he did have to kind of infer a lot. And that's sort of the situation with Hulk versus Broly. Personally, though, I will say I still think this episode's great. I'm really proud of this episode.
And it's important to point out an episode being wrong or being different, like the result we would find is different now, does not mean it's bad. What we care about more, or most importantly, is the argument that we make, and if it's cogent and makes sense, because it's all interpretive, right? So if there's no, like, I can't literally go out and measure anything. It's about interpretation, so it's more about the argument. That being said, we were in the middle of the green door kind of arc, figuring out its limits. And I think what was also important is that when we researched Hulk versus Broly, there was actually quite a long gestation period and like a gap between like researching it and delivering the episode. And what was very interesting that happened over the course of that time is that in the kind of greater Versus community, universe level feats became more and more widely accepted for like comic book characters, where they hadn't been really, like, they had been more dismissed before, and it was sort of being made like as that became a much more common, and people were finding tons of like infinite size universe level feats.
Yeah, it became the cosmology race. This was like
it became exactly. And you see more of that in Hulk versus Godzilla, and it works there because they're both cosmology characters somehow. But it was less common when we were researching Hulk versus Broly.
So it's a great example of what I was talking about in terms of like, you kind of got to look at each episode with like the lens of like when it actually came out. That date on the on the YouTube uploads, doing a lot of heavy lifting there. Which I think this pairs pretty similarly to Ryu versus Jin, which I believe Ryu won, and at the time that aired, you know, I think most people were like, yeah, that makes sense. Even if you didn't agree with it, I'm sure most people were like, yeah, that argument makes sense. Nowadays, Tekken 8 just came out, right?
Yeah, Tekken 8 came out. So the main thing with Tekken, just in general, is that its lore is pretty wide encompassing about like the battle between like the Devil Gene. And there's a lot of games with the prophecy of like, oh, if these two characters fought, father and son, then the whole world would be ruined. It would be destroyed. And we didn't kind of know what the world being destroyed is. I wasn't on the research team at the time, but even I would agree with, like, okay, we don't know the context of like Jinpachi's ending where he would destroy the world if you lose to him, etc., etc. And then Tekken 8 comes out and it's like, oh no, they're like literal, like Kazuya is like blowing up meteors. The final fight of Kazuya and Jin, they're like fighting in space and shit. So
The Devil
like,
Jin
all
ending
those
literally
prophecies-
has him like planet
Yeah.
busting.
Yeah.
planet busting, exactly.
The arcade
So like we
ending.
know retroactively with Tekken 8 that those statements of like world destroying is literal, and you could apply that to like a level of power.
Keep in mind the way it's being presented beforehand is more so in a context of like, I'm going to take over the world, or like, I'm not literally like, I'm going to shoot the world and it's going to blow the fuck up. So it wasn't like
One might
presented in a
argue-
way where it was like clear what it meant. So we were using like context clues and,
Yeah, it was
and
like-
comparing it to other things at the time.
Yeah.
So this is a great example of one that is certainly most likely different now than it was before. Although I still think there are, like Liam said, always going to be ways to argue one way or another for a lot of these matchups. Pretty much any death battle, I think you could argue for the loser as a winner. Our job with like our arguments for episodes is to find what we believe to be the most cohesive and strongest argument. But at the end of the day, like, there is no scientific method to specifically determining who would win in a fight. There is no way to definitively prove it unless it's Omni-Man versus Homelander. But
I'm thinking was gonna
When
argue
even
over,
the
like,
we had like
versus
word of
Homelander.
God confirmation that Omni-Man would win, I believe, from their Twitter accounts or something like that.
yeah, I mean, not just word of God confirmation, word of God like cheering from the sidelines. Thank
seen
God
comments-
somebody killed him.
Yeah, right. I've seen some comments in super chats be like, well, does it really count as being wrong if it's just different information came out since you've done it? Don't worry, we'll get to the ones that we were wrong.
get to the wrong ones.
But we just
Yeah,
thought
we'll
you'd
get to
find
that.
this interesting, and it was a good start. And
Yeah.
also, I do
Yeah.
need to say that Vamilator is wilding out.
Yeah, Vamulator is going
Va-
crazy in chat right now.
Vamilator has dropped over $100 super chat. Said on the topic of old episodes, you were active during the League of Legends versus Dota and Sans Beats Fiction eras of the internet, and you kind of sort of capitalized on relevance before. So how come there was never an episode with either of those? Is there a particular reason? That being said, here's to an excellent year. Well done to you all, and looking forward to the next one. Merry Kraha. and then Vamilator gifted out 50 memberships.
Kruhu?
Whoa.
Kruhu?
Yeah.
Kraha.
Kraha.
LoL versus Dota. And say, the League of Legends in Dota was one that I believe we were hesitant to. We didn't really know how to approach at the time, and I think when we get to the very obvious Final Fantasy one in this, I think that one might have like made us like take a step back from games like that for a while, and that's probably why. Sans definitely came up a lot. I feel like we talked about Sans. I think it came down to we just weren't interested in certain matchups.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's
don't really
who does he
remember.
fight, right? Like,
Yeah.
like I've yet to see the perfect Sans matchup personally.
Like, there's the judge. I
Um,
really like the judge. I'm not sure how
Right.
well that fits, how cohesive that is.
exactly,
but-
like yeah,
Yeah, like
well known.
we obviously there is some like level of hey, we want to make matchups that will do well on YouTube, at least to some extent. When we plan out a year, we do try to like there are some, episodes that were like, well, we don't really know if they're going to do super well in terms of views or whatever, but we also do need to balance that because we do need to get sponsors on the show, because let's be frank, if we do not have sponsors on the show just doesn't exist. Like, it's an expensive show. We got a lot of people coming in with a lot of different skill sets and an animation. So like we do need to like balance that a bit. But at the end of the day, the matchups that we choose are not necessarily always going to be, oh, what's popular or whatever, right? It's also going to be a very important aspect for me is there something interesting for us to do with this? Do we have some sort of like personal ideas or like goals or something creative we can do with it? And I think Sans kind of fell into a realm for us where we were just like, even though, a Sans episode would have done fucking gangbusters.
Absolutely.
I don't think we were really like sold on or had like a particular creative vision for one that wasn't already just being done somewhere else. I think that's really what it came down to.
I was about to say, and on top of that, every other channel was just like Sans like everywhere, it was just like we were like we're good, like if something pops up in the future that we're really passionate about, then cool, but like we're good.
There are so many cool like Undertale fan animations, and we obviously didn't want to just like
everywhere
copy somebody's or whatever, even if it would do 10 million views, probably would have.
Hey, Plum is like, Sans would still do massive view numbers now. Yeah, I know. We know.
Deltarune is big. Granted, Sans hasn't done anything yet.
We're not Sans. Okay, don't worry.
Don't worry, guys. We got to get through. We got to get through Kamen Rider and Fate Extra. I'm sure that episode's gonna do 20 million views. It's gonna be crazy. All right, let's get to our next one. And then I think we will talk about. I know we have to get to a sponsor for this episode too, because we got people helping us out to get 2026 going. But I think the next episode we'll talk about is sort of like more so what people are probably thinking in terms of like episodes we got wrong, which is Bowser versus Ganon. What the heck was going on with that episode?
This was like a big evaluation of like how weaknesses were portrayed in the show. So Ganon, like at the time, Death Battle was more so evaluating like, oh, these are the abilities, these are the weaknesses they have, and if you could exploit those weaknesses, then you have a better shot at winning a Death Battle. And for Ganon specifically, at the time, the big prevailing theory was just that he can only be killed by holy weapons, he can only be destroyed by something that's holy in its makeup. So even if you had like a gigantic stat advantage, then none of that would matter if you didn't have his explicit weakness. So that's probably like where that episode came from.
Yeah, this is an example of how, I mean, kind of like what we were talking about with the Final Fantasy one, we'll certainly talk about. Our analysis techniques changed over time. Death Battle changed over time. If we were to do this episode now even if we were to do it like at the same time, but using the like approaches that we do now, I'm pretty sure we would have the opposite conclusion.
You can look at our analyses of Bowser in Bowser versus Eggman and Ganon in Ganondorf, even versus Ganondorf versus Dracula, which is maybe a little outdated just because of how long it's been, but you could still look at them and see that there's a delta. There's quite a large gap.
And now we like look at a wide variety of resistances. So it's like, it's not just like he can be killed by holy weapons. It's like, okay, what are some things that he hasn't been shown to resist? And we would angle it from, we would go from that angle. Ghost Rider versus Spawn is a good example of that, actually.
Yeah, a perfect example. Yeah. Because just because Bowser could survive or could survive being hit by a holy weapon, or just because Ganon is weak to holy weapons or can only be killed by holy weapons, doesn't necessarily mean that like if Dr. Manhattan ripped him apart atom by atom, he'd be like, I'm fine. It's not you're not holy.
You're not holy. Yeah. Well, but if Dr. Manhattan got ordained by the church,
and I think it would be GG no matter what.
Little Zbot says people genuinely forget how the entire Versus community was so in favor of no limits fallacy at the time.
Oh, it's true. It's true.
Were they?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
That was like a huge thing. It's just like, if you don't have the way to kill them, then that's it.
Right.
The debate's over.
Oh, well, then we were just going with the times, man. We were just trying to fit in. It is interesting how Death Battle, like when Death Battle first started, I had no fucking idea what any versus shit was. So
Yeah.
but over time it's like evolved and
Neither did anyone else.
yeah. Well, I mean, like that, I didn't know that there was any sort of like community online or whatever, right? So I don't know exactly like how much of an impact Death Battle has had on that community. I'm sure to some
Enormous.
extent, but yeah, it's been interesting watching both, you know, grow like side by side, I guess, in a way. And I thought I was going to come up with a great transition there, but I did not. So I'm just going to say, hey, let's talk about our first sponsor. Which is a returning sponsor, Hero Forge. The holidays are here, and if you've ever tried to shop for a tabletop gamer, you know just how hard it is to get it right. So this year, give the gift of Hero Forge holiday gift cards. Hero Forge lets players design their own custom miniatures and dice right in their browser, choosing from dozens of fantasy species and thousands of weapons, outfits, and parts. It's basically the ultimate character creation screen. Seriously, just go to heroforge.com right now, like open up another tab or whatever. The very first thing you'll see is the very first like thing you'll see will sell you on it. I guarantee it. It is so cool. And instead of guessing what your fellow gamer wants, why not just let them build their own hero? No guesswork required. Hero Forge digital gift cards are delivered instantly by email, easy to redeem, and usable on physical miniatures, downloadable STLs, digital minis, or even Pro and Pro Plus subscriptions. They also offer custom dice. I have one right here. Look at that. Where you can embed anything from Hero Forge inside the dice itself. Scaled, rotated, perfectly placed, with options for size, color, and every polyhedral shape, regular or extra large. So I got like a little, I don't know if you can see it very well on here, but it's like a ghost cowboy in the die. Yeah. They did a whole Kickstarter for this and it was really cool. Yeah. You want to eat it? It does kind of look like they put candy in the die. It's just the colors of it. Oh, that's wild. That's weird. Okay. You can even, of course, that you can make character minis, and they have, you can color them in the app and get them 3D printed, or get them sent to you. It's just such a cool like option and for building minis, building dice, clearly. And it's been around for years and years and years, and they're always like releasing new content on it. So there's a ton of cool stuff on it already. So this holiday season, give them the power to forge their own legend with Hero Forge gift cards. Visit heroforge.com to start designing your custom miniature and dice today, and check back often. New content is added every week. Thank you so much, Hero Forge. You're so cool.
They've been a great supporter of us. We
legitimately. And we are so excited. So like we started getting Hero Forge sponsors, you know, in the indie era. We were like, this is so cool. Also, we really want to start a tabletop like gaming channel, and we did. So now Nightly Brew exists. So great timing. Hey, Hero Forge, you want to sponsor that too?
yeah, there you go.
All right. Well, let's get to the next episode that we want to talk about, and I believe this is the one everybody wants us to talk about, right? I'm pretty sure this is the one everybody wants us to talk about. Let's bite the bullet on Yang versus Tifa.
Here she is.
Okay. It's no.
We had in our notes obviously wrong.
Yeah. I will say we have talked about this one many times at this point, so I don't know if the people actually watching this, I don't know. I'm curious, chat, if everybody here has already kind of like heard us talk about this, and maybe we don't need to talk about it that much. But also, you know, since we're talking about it all together, we might as well make sure that like the basic points are hit here.
Someone, as the person that researched Final Fantasy VII, like for the most recent episode I was on, and also researched all of Ruby. Yeah, generally speaking, Tifa is just a lot stronger. Final Fantasy VII just operating at a much larger scale than anything in Ruby at the moment. I think even maybe perhaps besides like the Brothers God that like destroy the moon, but even that's like kind of a bucket in compared to like Supernova or something.
Even I think just visually, like moves in game, like when you fight one of the weapons in Final Fantasy VII, like those big monsters, and Tifa can grab them and do the like jumping, like Izuna drop on them. It's interesting when you look at cutscenes of them; they are legitimately like several they're the size of mountains. They're enormous. So just even be able to do that would like strip Yang of all of the flesh off her body and sort of vaporize her on
Yeah,
it.
it was just like how RPGs were handled at the time.
Yeah.
It was how do we
especially-
handle
that's it.
RPGs? We give them
Especially
like,
Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, like would you give them everything? It was like, well, maybe that seems unfair, so maybe we just like limit it to like what they've shown in other media, and you would give, and in that regard, you would give Tifa like her Decidia moveset, where she only has like a couple materia and stuff. But in the actual like Final Fantasy games, like your equipment can be put with any materia, and master materia exists, and you get everything from that. So it just basically Tifa should probably get everything, and then it's at that point it's kind of a sweep.
Yeah,
Yep.
Our approach to Final Fantasy obviously wasn't the best back then. However, we had done Link versus Cloud at this point. Now, I think we just kind of had a situation where Death Battle's growth as a show and the audience that we're building up essentially changed over time. Because when the original Link versus Cloud came out, it was received pretty positively. That was early on in Death Battle. We were still part of Screw Attack, and Screw Attack was very much like a video game website, right? So we had a lot of
people like Link more.
Yeah, we had a lot of fans who liked Link more and were more on board with like those kinds of the way we interpreted things by using Dissidia and things like that. And so by the time we got to Yang versus Tifa, the audience had grown, the versus community had grown, and so expectations were a little bit different, and we did not change our approach. And of course, just hitting the elephant in the room, the whole Rooster Teeth sponsorship theory. We were not yet a part of Rooster Teeth when Yang versus Tifa came out. But there was a bit of a partnership in the episode, which basically came down to, at that point, we had met with Rooster Teeth. We had met with like Monty Oum. He was excited about the show. We had already talked about potentially bringing like Ruby into it in the future. And basically Rooster Teeth offered to let us use the Yang model in exchange for us promoting the volume 3 of Ruby that was coming out in like 2 months or something like that.
And the first thing that we told them was like, just a heads up, very likely like Yang will die. Like, very possible. Like that is always a possibility. We tell anybody that we partner with or anything like that, and they have to be cool with that before we do anything. So
yeah, and they were cool. They were cool with that. So that's really what it came down to. And by promoting, it was really just like, hey, I think all they really wanted was, hey, we have these like posters for the Vital Festival like tournament that's going to be a part of Volume 3. It'd be cool if those were like hung up in the fight somewhere. And you're like, yeah, whatever, that's fine. Then the way
like, they got paid.
Yeah, then the way things shaked out, the final shot of the fight is Tifa's death. Tifa dies, crumples down, Yang walks away in this massive poster banner. And that does not look good at all.
we joked about doing that in Ruby Maka as well. Like, really,
really funny.
Yeah.
Oh,
so big blunder on our part there. We did not realize. I don't know how we didn't realize how that would come off.
Yeah.
But it just looks so bad. It looks so shady.
Like
it's fucking why would you? That's fine.
We loved what they were doing. We loved Ruby, and like it's Monty's thing, and the whole backstory with all that and everything. So we were just excited to promote that we knew these people now.
Yeah,
and
I think we were just so excited,
models.
like Rooster Teeth recognized us. Rooster Teeth gave us the Yang's model. That's crazy, right? Like these are at this point some of our idols, right?
Yeah, like
I can't blame anyone for thinking that.
Yeah, and then we eventually, became part of Rooster Teeth anyway. So whatever, rigged. We rigged it.
Yeah, definitely. That was the plan all along. Nikki, thank you for gifting out 20 memberships. Appreciate you. And then my favorite recent story about Yang versus Tifa is about probably 5 or 6 years ago. made a really good friend playing World of Warcraft online. And we've become like really, really good friends. He didn't know anything that I did until, after we became friends. So he starts looking through and he's like, oh, this is really cool. He's like, I love this. I love the analytical side of everything. And then it's cool that you get to see it and blah, blah, blah. So he decided to binge the entire catalog. And then he was just like, I was just getting texts about like, fuck you for Yang versus Tifa. It's like you were so wrong. Like it's just like it's still to the we're like, yeah, we know.
I'm glad. You kind of want to have some ones that are wrong in the catalog, right? You got to have some contentious ones. It makes the whole thing like look more rich and varied, like a yummy kind of Thanksgiving
I
dinner.
mean, on one hand, I'm
You
like,
probably don't.
I kind of wish not, but also, would Death Battle be where it is today
Exactly.
if everybody agreed with everything we said?
Yeah,
You need to
like
have
we
people
probably be analyzing
losing
RPG
their fucking
characters the
minds.
same way.
Yeah.
Not that we make the
statement-
show to like piss people off. That is not the goal.
No.
But it just
No.
kind of is the inherent nature of the show. It just kind of happens.
Yeah.
The people on the side of Death Battle always makes the right person lose because they get rage engagement. People just went, we knew it.
They always pick the character I want to win to lose.
Yeah.
Because they
Yeah.
hate me.
That's definitely why we picked. Man, I mean, I could point to any number of episodes, but like there are so many episodes where I look at like where I look at like the reception to it, and it's just like, if the other character had won, the episode probably would have like 5 million more views. But that's not that's not how this works. That's not what we do. And to this day,
Bowser versus Ganon's result was different. I would not be here. I would be probably still trying to do Ganon.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right. That
right.
episode was
I
the start
forgot.
of your villain arc, right?
Yeah. We rage inspired DJ to create content.
Yeah.
Would Goku versus Superman would have more views if Goku won? Do you think? Is that like?
I don't know about
what you're
that
referring
one.
to?
I'm more so thinking about stuff like Power Rangers versus Voltron.
Oh yeah,
Um,
for sure.
That
100%.
one, I think if Power
Yeah.
Rangers won, certainly would have done much better.
Yeah.
I also kind of think Ash versus Yugi would probably be like, the episode's doing fine. Don't take this
Yeah.
the wrong way. But I think it
It's
probably
different.
would have popped off even more if Ash won, because the Pokemon community would have just been so fucking into it. I think there would
Underdog
have been a lot more. Yeah. The underdog victory. I think there would be a lot more discussed in the Pokemon, space, which is obviously much larger than Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
So it's just things like that. But again, at the end of the day, that's not our goal, right? So
Not how we do things.
yeah,
I-
we try to.
I've seen a couple people asking if we'd be willing to redo Tifa versus Yang. Y'all don't want that. Like,
So-
I feel like
Do you want
A
to?
different-
No. What? Fucking
Yeah, actually, that's a good
Like-
point. We should probably cover that. So just because we're mentioning an episode in this cast does not necessarily mean we intend to redo it. Even if even if we look back at an episode right now and think that it is wrong, redoing it means putting in a lot of money and time into an episode that we probably already know the victor. We already understand how it would turn out. And it's like, wouldn't our time be better spent working on an episode that we haven't worked on before? That's kind of my thinking with like something like Yang versus Tifa. I don't know. I'd much rather just put Yang or Tifa against somebody else, like
Yeah.
in a
Yang
new
versus Mai
matchup.
is cool. Tifa versus Makoto is cool. Like there's
Yeah.
a lot of cool like other matchups.
What
that
would
we
we be doing with a Yang versus Tifa matchup other than like exercising a
What we're doing
demon
right
that-
now.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, let's get rid. Boom, Tifa and Yang just.
I mean, I guess it would be
explodes.
kind of fun to do an April Fool's like episode where it's just like Yang versus Tifa, boom. It's like a single shot animation. It's like, there we go. And that's the episode.
We kind of did that in Deadpool versus Mask.
Yeah.
That was the continuity stone.
I mean,
Um,
yeah. Nikki gave
Yes.
a $99.99 super chat saying
Hey.
Death Battle, more like debate battle. Nikki, thank you so much, but really, just skimp on the penny. Okay, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But Dude Blade X mentions with the super chat, we had the chance to redo it. Yes, Yang versus Tifa was in the rematch poll from the Kickstarter, mainly just to see if you guys agreed with us, right? Like on the topic of is it even worth doing? Because like if you guys who are pitching into the Kickstarter, helping us bring the show back in its entirety. If that group of people was like, fucking do it, yeah, I mean, I'd do it because like the show's back because of you. So at that point I was like, maybe, you know, our opinion of this is wrong. Let's give the audience, you know, an opportunity to maybe say that we're wrong about how we're thinking of this. And obviously, like, Master Chief versus Doomslayer won that poll very definitively. So I think we get it. I think we know what's up with that episode.
Absolutely.
Oh, hey, Bread God, look who it is.
I know everybody's going crazy today. I've got pages. I've been taking down your super chats as always. I'm trying to get to ones that I can, but then we got people coming in here dropping like $100 over and over again. So thank you, Bread God, saying hello. It is I, the Bread God, still fighting the Grinch for Ben's bread buck.
You got
he
this.
Hit me in the head with a tree. Oh no,
but
don't
is
worry,
terrible.
I am fine. Yeah. Also, Death Battle, wrong. No. It was beautiful mistakes. Oh, look at that. Also, 10 Tails, you will be missed. Oh, yeah. DJ, here, bread buck. Bread for,
Hey, I got
Wait.
a bread buck.
Wait, hang on.
DJ got a bread buck. Yeah.
I kind of want to go into the settings and rename this as Death Battle's Beautiful Mistakes. I'm gonna do that.
No. We got it wrong is much better for people clicking on it.
Yeah.
It still says it in the thumbnail, right?
Yeah.
Death Battle's Beautiful Mistakes. You know what? I'm gonna call the Champion Cast that. Let's do that.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
Perfect.
Death Battle's Beautiful Mistakes.
I'm just gonna throw this one real quick. Travcam saying, "When will you do adult versus baby?" I love the show for years. Keep it up.
Dad versus son. Finally.
Just like
I-
dunking a baby into a fucking.
Yeah, you don't want to see that. Okay.
I think they want to see that.
Okay. Well, I know the perfect tool to capture everybody's beautiful mistakes with. Our second sponsor for today, Aura, right, Chad?
Absolutely. Let me pull that up. All right. Because, yeah, that's right. Aura frames. Gift for whoever you're thinking of. And every frame comes packaged in a premium gift box with no price tag, so it looks really special.
Chad,
it is. They're very,
sorry about this.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to redo it. You're muted, but you're no longer muted.
The whole read?
Yeah, you're gonna have to start over the read. Take two.
Ben, how could you? That was such a good read. It was such a good read. Oh god. Okay. All right. Hey,
the second time.
Don't worry about it.
I don't know why you were set to mute on this, but not the others. But apparently you were.
See, then we're getting super chat. Chad was muted. Do it again. That's what I love about you guys. Like, whenever we have a sponsor, you guys are excited, and like the do it again is amazing. I appreciate y'all. This is great. So make sure you support Aura Frames because they've been supporting us. So look, if you're a last minute shopper, don't feel judged, because I am too. I might have literally ordered a present for someone yesterday. But I've got the perfect solution for you. While shelves may be empty and your ideas might be running low, Aura Frames is the solution you need. And it's a gift that feels personal no matter who you're getting it for. So if you don't know what Aura Frames is, it's basically the ultimate picture frame because it's all digital. You just download the Aura app and you can use your Wi-Fi to upload and adjust any photos you want. It is super easy to use. I have it on my phone. You literally just go boop, boop, and then there's a button right when you open it up. Send the photo. It's up on the Aura Frames. I got one for my mom, and it has been the most amazing gift I think she's ever received. It literally lights up her day anytime there's a new photo. And I know because I will get calls about it. She's like, oh, the new photo just got uploaded. What was going on here? Oh, Kira looks so beautiful. And all that fun stuff. It's super easy. So anything that you feel like you want to send, just tap a quick button. You can send it off to the frame. But if you don't even want to worry about like uploading on the fly and maintaining or whatever like that, then I have good news because you can preload photos before it ships. So it's basically guaranteed to be the perfect gift for whoever you're thinking of. If you want to see how much you trust your friends, you guys can get each other one and give them access to it. That's a real test of trust right there. But yeah, my mom loves it. It's an awesome gift, especially for the holidays. So if you guys are looking for a gift to get somebody, highly recommend Aura Frames. So for a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames, named #1 by Wirecutter by using promo code DBC at checkout. That's AURA frames.com, promo code DBC. This deal is exclusive to listeners and watchers of us, so frames sell out fast. So order yours now to get it in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Remember, DBC.
Yeah, sorry about that. For some reason, you were muted on that one scene, but not anything else. Whatever.
Because I have that. That's how we keep up with my niece's pictures. It's awesome. It really is. Everybody should have one.
It's legitimately really cool. Okay, so I know we have a couple other episodes we want to hit. Let's talk about. Well, I don't know how long we actually need to talk about this one. Kirby Boo. Is this one still wrong? Or is this one still right?
It can go either way. Oh, apparently. Well, either way. The episode can pretty much go either way. Kirby has gotten substantially stronger since that episode was done. At the time, the feats utilized for this series was mostly on the side of Kirby right back at ya. But since then, like Kirby's like fought gods and stuff like throughout the series. But also on the other hand, Dragon Ball has gotten substantially stronger too. I think this is less so like, oh, this one is obviously wrong, or this one is, oh, we'll stand on business, and this one is correct by our own standards today. More so that you could go either way. I think this one is like worth like a re-examination because of the things that's changed over the years for both of these characters. Boo, I believe, fought either Gas or Moro in the manga. I want to say
Moro.
I
didn't know that.
So that
okay, so he scales.
Yeah, so he scales to a lot of like later series super feats. Especially when you take into the manga. So this could be worth like looking into again.
But Kirby fought Greens. Kirby's fought Greens so many times. I think the scaling is like super legit. I don't know if Boo could handle. If we did that one again, there'd have to be an apple like dropping on Boo's head and like exploding him or something before he regenerates. That'd have to be a gag.
Yeah, this one was interesting. Sadly, I thought we had a lot of fun making the episode, right? And
it's an awesome episode. It's a classic.
Yeah, and then we put it out, and my memory of this is just like, whoa, people are really pissed off. Like, being really mad that they were about like how we did to Kirby's speed.
The irony is, I think if we were to redo it and somehow Boo did win, because I don't know, I don't think this one's wrong. But if we were to redo it and Boo did win, I think we would get the exact same response.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I know. That's So
it's because this came after Goku Superman, right? So like people were in their feels, and it was like salt in the wound to the fucking cutesy little bubblegum character Kirby dunks on the demon from Dragon Ball.
You
the most powerful villain at that point.
Like initially, but then like you see him throw a caterpillar on a giant frying pan around the goddamn
it's not about whether or not it was right, Chad. The whole problem was that it was our Dragon Ball episode after Goku vs Superman.
I know.
And that was really what it came down to.
Well,
maybe not the best decision on our part.
I've got a dragon chiming in right now. And they say apparently some people are still ranting. They need to see Kirby lore and how deep it is and how many Eldritch gods he fights on a daily basis. It is insane.
Dark Souls
even if we remake Kirby, we'll still stomp Boo. Like,
probably.
I mean,
an episode that I don't think is quite as debatable.
Yeah.
Pikachu versus Blanca.
Here's the thing. Spiritually, it's correct. Because the scene of Blanca eating Pikachu and sticking him in a blender is peak. It's better than Pikachu just obliterating Blanca. I stand on this. Spiritually, it's correct.
However, did
Factually,
you
it's
watch
wrong.
Ash versus Yugi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this
Haven't you
is
guys seen Ash
season
versus
1
Yugi?
shenanigans, where we were not taking the matchups like seriously in the same ways that we do now. I mean, not even as seriously as we did in like seasons 2 and 3. Like this was the season and multiple years of Death Battle where kind of the point of the show was that it's a joke and that it's kind of like silly and ridiculous. There was
Exactly.
This episode did come out in a bit of an odd time because we were sort of shifting towards a more serious approach. I kind of realized that Goku versus Superman would not work as a joke, and people would get people would not like it if we just treat it as a joke. So I started shifting certain tones of episodes to take things more seriously. I think Batman versus Spider-Man is probably the first like death battle that really took the matchup as seriously as it could. But this was kind of inserted in between as like the idea behind it was, well, we're about to get into like a really serious episode. Let's put something really silly and fun and jokey right in front of it. Was that a good idea? I don't know. At the time, I think it was. I mean, clearly, like it worked out. Obviously, tonal shift is crazy, but to be frank, we probably wouldn't have done this episode if we didn't think we could get away with having Blanca shove Pikachu into a blender.
Yeah, like sometimes you see a sprite and you're just like, anyway,
we could color that blender yellow. That'd be easy.
Yeah, exactly. So that's just kind of how that episode came about.
Yeah, I saw people saying like they think Blanca could probably beat a wild Pikachu, but definitely not Ash's Pikachu.
Yeah, we were using Ash's Pikachu, I believe.
Yeah, it was supposedly Ash's Pikachu.
Yeah.
We messed up. We meant to say a wild Pikachu.
Oh, yeah.
Ultra, thanks for gifting out a membership.
I just remember my big memory for how we approached that one was like, I was like, ooh, I need to go through as many early episodes as possible and like count up Pikachu's EVs. And I'm going to figure out like where his stats are really lined up. And I totally forgot that at the very first episode, he kills like 500 Spearow. It's like, oh, well, it's all speed EVs. All right. And that's it.
That's a fun argument. Like, I actually like that. Like, I don't know if we would accept that nowadays, but like, that's a good argument.
Yeah, I mean, that was the mindset at the time, right? It was like doing, fun, approaches like that, coming up with like, that's what I mean by like
early,
coming up with creative directions.
Early
for it, right?
Pokemon anime, like Pikachu was like the speed demon. Like that was like his thing. Like
it does match up. Like it does line up.
It does make sense.
Johan says we can't have Starscream kill a pony. What if kids are watching? Also, Death Battle. I just threw my newborn Pikachu into a blender. Like,
we didn't not have Starscream kill a pony because of kids. No, we did not have Starscream kill Rainbow Dash because it was funny.
and because Rainbow Dash wins.
All right, next up, let's talk about. Oh boy, Gaara versus Toph.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, obviously wrong.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I mean, I
very
think this
obvious.
one's pretty obvious, and any Naruto episodes that we've covered since then sort of prove that. This is another example of like we don't necessarily need to redo this episode because You just look at any episode that uses a Naruto character or that same franchise character since then, and like it's clearly a different approach.
Yeah,
that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, at the end of the day, the start of Shippuden starts with Gaara blocking a nuclear explosion.
Picture says, I don't know if I remember this one. Great.
Jonathan says, Ben, that's not what you said in the Road to 100 blog. That was over 100 episodes ago. What are you talking about? You know how many years it's been since... it's crazy to think about, but you know how many years has it been since episode 100?
So that was season 5. So season 5, season 7 was 2020, so 2019, 2018. That's nearly 7-8 years ago.
Mario vs. Sonic.
Crazy.
Yeah, Mario vs. Sonic 2018. Yeah, it's 7 years ago.
Yeah, 2018. Oh my god.
Crazy.
Almost half of Death Battle's life ago. That's crazy.
Yeah,
wow.
Death Battle has lived half of its life since that blog. I don't think you should probably hold Ben's words to that blog today.
Yeah, but Ben, when right before Gaara vs. Toph came out, you tweeted. You said people. What exactly did you say? You said people don't think that Toph can see Gaara. Oh, the folly of man.
Did I?
Yeah. I downloaded that into my brain. It's one of my favorite tweets of all time. Oh, the folly of man.
Damn, you didn't think Liam was gonna dig that up an eternity later?
Yeah, I was judging whether or not to say that, and I didn't want it to sound like petty or anything. I said it because I thought I legitimately love that tweet.
Wait, is this real? I don't remember tweeting this at all.
This is 100% real. You were confident. You were like, "Fuck yeah, we're about to drop some truth nukes on you guys about Toph winning."
Dude, sometimes I'll come across.
Sweet.
Sometimes I'll come across like an old social media thing, like somebody will like one or something that just pops up, or like, and I'm like, that doesn't even sound like me. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
oh, the folly of man. I should use that more.
Yeah. Oh, the folly of man.
Oh, the folly of man. Or woman in the case of Zelda versus Peach. Which
this one's right.
Okay.
Yeah. This one is clear.
This one's correct.
But how we got there?
Yeah.
How you got there? Not correct.
How you got there?
You got to you fumbled and stumbled to the right result.
What do you mean? I mean, if Peach can kick a soccer ball that hard, that means she has the ability to split the atom and split the soccer ball so hard it can go into 3. And the amount of force behind that means she should win. Yeah, obviously, this is a great example of the joke approach that Death Battle had at the time. The whole idea behind the victor was like, isn't it funny that Peach can kick a soccer ball so hard it just defies physics and splits into 3? Yeah, and that was really our only argument for it. But also, you know, Peach dominates, so it's all good. I think it's still right. It's just how we got there. Yeah, like you said, how we got there is not right. One that maybe is more debatable and contentious: Eggman versus Wily. Did we get this one right?
This is interesting.
No.
So just in case anybody doesn't remember, because some people watching might get it mixed up with Eggman versus Bowser. In Eggman versus Wily, neither of them won. This is like episode 19 of the show. Neither Eggman or Wily won. Instead, Metal Sonic won. We said Metal Sonic won. Yeah. Again, this is when Death Battle was meant to be just a joke in general, so it was funny that Metal Sonic won, but also it seemed kind of legit to me at the time.
I remember us doing our normal back and forth, trying to poke holes and everything, and when we kept going to, is it like Metal Sonic's gonna fuck up like anything that he can throw at him? And then Ben was like, yeah, but then he'll just use the Robo-Enza virus on it because it'll be his last ditch result. And then we kept going. And was like, that was the path we got down to. I was but Robo-Enza and Metal Sonic. And then we were just like, but then Metal Sonic would rampage. So Metal Sonic wins, and then we were just laughing and we're like, that's hilarious and interesting, and we kind of believe it, you know. So like,
it's a very interesting result. again, vibes. Vibe wise, it is correct. The key thing is that the Robo-Enzavirus takes months to fully affect the robots in Mega Man. They get infected, and then it's like 10 months later they go insane and lose their minds.
God, Liam, no fun swan over here.
Yeah, literally, it's the most like push my glasses up, like correction.
Well,
I
didn't know that.
You could still. It is in the opening narration, but of Mega Man.
Yeah, I might have neglected to mention that.
I was gonna say
Might have
I
forgotten
would get
that
my
part.
information from Ben in these arguments.
Oh no!
And I was not made aware of that.
It's okay. You could make an argument that the same thing could happen if Metal was intelligent, like Super Neo Metal. You know, he wasn't like Eggman's slave, but then that's sort of like, would he count as part of his army? Anyways. The vibes, however, are immaculate, and I think the way the episode turned out was way better than just Metal Sonic destroying Wily and absorbing all of them.
I was blown away when I saw that animation.
This was also
and the animation rocks.
Yeah, the animation is great. This was also before Eggman reprogrammed Metal to be more obedient. Before he made like a lot of upgrades. This is what this episode is 2012, I believe, 2012, 2013. So this was like pre-Sonic Boom, I believe. Like that was, I think Sonic Colors was like its most recent game. So now that he has Sage, this is, if we were to redo this, Sage kind of makes this a non-debate, which is very funny.
Yeah. Obviously, a lot of games and like IDW comics, I don't think even existed at the time. I think Archie Sonic was still going, right? I think. But yeah. So yeah, was it 2011? No, I think it was. I think it was 2012. So I think it was 2012.
Because either or, Sonic Colors was still the most recent game.
Yeah.
Generations. Generations was. Generations.
It was late season one.
Yeah. So obviously, very different landscape for Sonic at the time. But also our first attempt at an army fight. Just a crazy attempt at an episode in every shape.
Just like put it into perspective. This episode is 14 years old. Whenever people bring up this episode, this is 14 years ago.
All right, we are getting over time, so let's go through this next one really quick. The episode that everybody complains about, the episode that everybody knows is just incorrect. Bomberman versus Dig Dug? Why?
I think it is the most incorrect episode of Death Battle.
It is the single most incorrect episode, but it is so funny.
There's two reasons why.
The vibes are A1 S tier, most incorrect episode of this show, but it is so great.
Two reasons. A, you guys neglected to mention that Bomberman in several of these games fights God. Or a godlike being that explicitly is going to destroy the universe and has a big black hole. And two, so the way that Bomberman dies in the episode is that he's inflated by Dig Dug, and then a bomb hits him and he explodes.
That's what he does.
One of his power-ups in the games is that he gets inflated so hard he floats like a balloon and then pops and then just regenerates back into place. So he is not only universe level and massively faster than light, but resists the specific way that he was killed in the episode, which is why I say it's the most incorrect episode of all time. Not like anybody should fucking care because it's season 1. Who gives a fuck? But I think it's hilarious.
I'm trying to look up. I forget which episode this was in the order of things. I will say, I don't know if I've ever really talked about this. Bomberman versus Dig Dug, I believe, is the most rushed episode of Death Battle. Because this is back in the day when every episode had to be made in 2 weeks and it was just me. So I would spend, typically the way I would do it is I would spend the first half of the first week researching, second half of the first week writing, and then also doing the debate with Chad. And then the weekend would be we would voice that Friday typically. And then the weekend would be editing the episode proper. And then most of the next week would be animation. as well as finishing up the episode edit and whatnot, and then thumbnail, etc. So this was like the cadence of production for the first 13 episodes of the show or something like that. And this one, I was just so done. I was so fucking exhausted. I had become immune to Monster Energy drinks, so I could no longer like just power through the evenings. I was so fucked up when I was making this episode that I got to. I think I animated the fight, and again, I believe this is still before I was using Flash. It was Flash at the time. I believe I animated the fight in like 2 days. Maybe less than that. So
that's a ridiculous.
It was an exhausting episode to make. So from my perspective, I was like, I don't give a fuck. Just this episode needs to be made.
And it's funny, right?
I was also in college at the time. Nova, you're correct. I was a sophomore student at the time.
People were getting mad at a college student for this fucking show.
Also, Thor G, longtime supporter, says this was my first episode, and hey, I stayed.
So, hey, there we go.
It worked. It worked. Also, I didn't throw this out earlier because we had a bunch of stuff going on. Nikki did another $100 super chat. Sorry, $99.99. I can't say full 100. And she says Liam Swan versus 100 Swans. Nikki, stop giving us money.
Well, speaking of money, that is a great transition into our last sponsor for today, which is Monarch. Hey, the holidays are supposed to be fun, but let's be real, they're also absolute chaos. Travel, gifts, hosting, eating out way too much. It's really easy to completely lose track of your money this time of year. I'm already honestly a little nervous to look at my credit card bill come January. So if you want to keep your finances under control this holiday season, let me recommend Monarch. Rated Wall Street Journal's best budgeting app of 2025, Monarch is the in-person or all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean interface on your PC or on your phone. And right now, just for our listeners, Monarch is offering 50% off your first year. It's a crazy deal. That's actually really, really good. What really got me with Monarch was seeing everything in one place. Travel expenses, gifts, subscriptions, it all adds up fast. Having a real-time view of holiday spending is a wake-up call. And it can help rein things in before any damage is done. And I know a sponsor about money can sound kind of scary, but here's the thing. Multiple members of our Death Battle production team have been using Monarch since way before they came in as a sponsor. So this works out great because we know firsthand just how useful it really is. And you can link up all your accounts in minutes, banking, credit cards, investments, even retirement accounts. And suddenly you actually know your true net worth and what needs attention before the year ends. No spreadsheet, no guesswork, just the data you want. They do it all for you. So don't let financial opportunity slip through the cracks. Use code DBC at monarch.com in your browser for half of your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarch.com with code DBC. Thank you for sponsoring the show, Monarch. Our last sponsor of the year, which is crazy, as we are wrapping things up here.
And then shout out to a lot of returning sponsors, which has been great. They're continuing to support us, which means you're supporting them. So we really appreciate it.
Yes. And of course, wow, another super chat.
Y'all are going crazy. Darkwing Spartan, I don't have anything clever to say. Just wanted to even out the 99 cents. Yeah, take that, Nikki. Also, you guys have been a big part of my life since 2011, and I wanted to give a little back. Darkwing, thank you so much.
Hey, thank you.
$101.01 super chat.
That's incredible.
Incredible. We really
oh my god. Okay.
And of course, we had a $20 super chat earlier from the Grand Bull that I wanted to call out. Said, heard there was some rematch talk. When are we getting Death Battle versus the World 2? Cue Peggle trailer music. I brought it up. I brought it up when we were talking about what matchups we should talk about.
The ultimate matchup that we got wrong, Death Battle versus the World, or the Death Battle t-shirt versus the World. Death Battle t-shirt lost big time because it's no longer in production.
Exactly.
Although we do have new stuff, like stuff that we created, ourselves, which is on deathbattle.gg, like this hat. So you can go get that if you want.
Yeah.
Random little merch plug.
Way to spin it. Good job.
Yeah. Oh, that's why. I see what you were going for, Chad. We talk about Death Battle versus the World and just spin it into a merge plug, of course. It's genius.
Clearly.
Oh my God, we're getting all these super chats. We do need to wrap up the show now. So
I know. I have pages. So
real quick shout out to all the super chats. Oh my God, there's so many. Solar Solid with $20, Stanley with 10, Excalibur 5, incredible. Also, who was it that said it? Jonathan Frosted Thin says, Liam, you should make a Death Battle debunk video. It'd be so funny.
Okay.
I actually kind of want to do. I think it'd be
so
pretty funny for us to do a Death Battle debunk.
We have jokingly talked about it. And also, I mean, but I saw somebody else suggest that can we do like a live stream where it's just us defending the most controversial episodes that we still think are right. And that's another thing
like
we
the opposite of
about.
Oh, yeah.
We're called Liam versus the World, where we just
versus the world. Well, okay, how about this? There is one more episode I kind of wanted to talk about, but not in the sense of we got it wrong. More so, it's a great example, I think, to use. I'm very curious. Let's turn this into Champion Cast. We're gonna make Champion Cast all about trying to come up with an argument for how this episode is wrong, and that's Goomba versus Koopa. Liam, I want you to convince me that Goomba actually doesn't just beat Koopa, but stomps Koopa. Like literally and figuratively. So we're gonna cover that in Champion Cast. So stick around. We're gonna jump right over to that, and you should move over to that automatically. But yeah, I think this will be a great example of how a lot of episodes can go either way. So with that said, thank you all so much for joining us for another Death Battle Cast. What a year! What a year it's been. Thank you so much for the support. Stick around. We will be starting Champion Cast, aka Death Battle's Beautiful Mistakes, by Fred God, in just a little bit, and we will see you then. All right, see you soon. Thank you so much for what an incredible 2025.
Yeah.
And Merry Christmas, Happy
See you
holidays.
later. Merry Christmas.